Hello, I'm Sam Brentano, Marion County Commissioner. I'm here today with Tamra, sometimes Tammy, but Tamra Getch, and we're going to talk about one of my favorite events of our county years, the opening of the Marion County Fair on July 9th to 12th. It's always a lot of fun. Take care of the kids, we're going to get into that specifically, but the animals and their activities, and just something I look forward to. We might throw cheesecakes into the equation. So Tammy, let's spend a little bit of time, if we would. Okay. First of all, talk about what just your involvement with the fair is, and then I want to talk about 4-H and the FFA youth programs.
Okay. So the Marion County Community Services Department works with the Marion County Fair Board, who's in charge of facilitating and operating the Marion County Fair. What many people don't realize is that the fair is an Oregon statute that's required to happen. We are governed by that statute on the number of volunteers that we have to facilitate this, and so it's really is a volunteer effort, and it really takes many hands to make it work well. And so we're thankful for our Fair Board members, and we have a lot of fun doing it. And you mentioned the FFA and the which is Future Farmers of America,
right,
and Oregon State University's extension program through the 4-H. Those are two clubs that exist in our community that use the fair as a showcase for agricultural wares, if you will, whether it's something to do with the animals or it's showcasing their talents in table settings, etc. They bring those things to the fair after a year long of work and working within their clubs, and they begin to share that with the community members. And it's a lot of fun to see the kids show their work as they've been doing that all year long.
One of the things I didn't know till I got more involved with the fair was that a lot of kids, this funds their college, their high school, their clothes, etc. when they raise their animals and put them out at the market auction, usually on Saturday night. And I also didn't know, brag a little bit here, but practically the whole north end of the hog barns is Brentano kids. I didn't know, and I'm always happy about that. Now, there's a number of fundraisers that go to make this work. Plus, I thought maybe you were going to say we get a little bit of money from the state, but not enough to really make it work.
Correct. We probably get maybe a third, not even a third, probably a quarter of what we need to put on the fair, if not less. And so we have to be creative. And last year we started for the first time doing an outside of the fair time fundraising activity, and we put on this event called Swine and Wine, so appropriate. Mm-hmm. And so it's an event that we bring people who enjoy the fair, who support what it's about. They love the fact that youth are there, and we're fostering positive youth development and developing leadership skills. And they help us in funding these great youth activities that are taking place at the county fair. So now I'm going to get into this next one, and this isn't about me, but it is. Let's just be serious. Open class exhibits. Mm-hmm. What I'm getting at is it's a longer story that people want to get into, but by default I ended up as a cheesecake judge some years ago. Appearance, texture, taste. And the final analysis, the one that I choose, is the one I'd want to take home. So it's been a lot of fun, and if I can put a little commercial to try to get some more entries there, they're always welcome. And then I'm never supposed to say that I prefer blueberries, because you have to be impartial if you really want to keep this job. So you got to be very careful what you do. But talk about all the other exhibits, the contests, et cetera, that we have, and I know there's a whole bunch of them, a whole hall filled with different exhibits. You're right. So there are not only cheesecake competitions,
but
there are many other competitions that exist, and open class is an opportunity for people of all ages who have hobbies or they have other interests like crochet or knitting, quilting. Perhaps they grow beautiful flowers in their yard and they want to have an opportunity to showcase that. Other places, foods, cookies, that goes along with the cheesecake. But if you've gone to the fair before and you've seen the table settings, those are usually people who've been thinking about what should a table setting look like if I'm entertaining
guests, and you're on a theme, and so a lot of those tables are set up by theme, and then they get judged by selected judges like yourself for the cheesecake.
Special judges,
yes,
thank
special judges. But we are always interested in more entries at all times, even up to the last minute. We can take entries into open class, and this is an area the Fair Board really wants to expand its growth. I just want to tell you the category so folks
Okay.
understand. So creative arts could be anything artsy, poetry, floral or garden, so things that you grow in your yard or activities, food activities and the table settings. You have a hobbies, or you do something with Legos. So, whether you're big or older, or big age or little age, I guess I would say, is that Legos are something that you can enter, as well as photography, and then the quilting and whatnot.
I was going to mention photography actually just a second ago. I don't think we talk about it much, but I always make a point of walking around there, and there's some magnificent images, a lot of them from Marion County, but just other, I know it's kind of in the art realm where I don't belong, but I know what's pretty, and there's a lot of it there. So I hope people do that kind of thing too.
It's fabulous.
Anything else on that?
Just that I would encourage you, registrations are on the either Tuesday from 3 to 5, which is July 7th, or Wednesday, July 8th from 3 to 7, excuse me. You can just bring in your item. You don't have to have paperwork filled out. It's always a good idea, and that's available on our website. But you can just show up, and we'll help you figure out how to get your item into the fair.
So those should be on, what, Tuesday, Wednesday?
Tuesday, Wednesday,
Okay.
prior to the fair beginning.
All right. Except cheesecakes come right in on Sunday. Okay, I can't spend any more time on that. Now, and we should have allowed more time, because this is certainly, you mentioned earlier about volunteers and how important they are to the thing, from our fair board to, the Swine and Wine Committee, Foundation Board is word I'm looking for. There's a lot of people that make it go, but we need individual volunteers. And there must be a whole bunch I see working with those kids and on the animal projects too, or displays.
Yes. So if you can imagine taking care of 30,000 people, keeping their attention in an activity, that showcases why the Fair Board of 7 members and my small staff cannot do this alone. Last year we had over 30,000 people attend the Marion County Fair, and if it wasn't for the many hands of volunteers that come in and help the fair do all the various jobs, from setup to tear down to greeting to helping people find what they want to find it while they're at the fair, to just helping within different areas, it wouldn't be possible. We don't have enough money to put on a fair that is totally paid for, and we know that people want to give to their community, and this is a great opportunity. We are still looking for volunteers, so if you're interested in volunteering, we're looking for setup all day on Tuesday and Wednesday prior to the fair, so that's the 7th and 8th of July. Info booth all day long on Thursday. That's at the fair. It's a fun place to be. You're right in the hub of the fair. And we're also looking for gate assistance. Though we have a security company, we have people who are in the ticket booths, we have all kinds of activities where we've invited special guests to join us for a particular area. And it's just more of a customer service piece that we'd like to add this year to help the flow and make sure the fair happens
to rush
well.
time, we have about 30 seconds left.
Sure.
So no, tell me how people would volunteer real quick again. Just what do they have to show up? Where can they get
They
information?
can either go onto our website and find that, and that'll be shown on the screen. They could call our office at 503-588-7975. Ask for Kathy Crocker, and she's helping us coordinate all of our fair volunteers this year. So we'd love to see you there.
I hope people will, and I hope people will come to the fair. And thanks, fun talking to you.
Likewise.
Hello, I'm Kevin Cameron, one of your Marion County Commissioners, and I'm here today with Scott Ingalls to talk about the Marion County Fair. And Scott, you are the event planner, our contract event planner.
Contract event producer. Yeah.
First year for you on the
Yes, sir.
on this job. So welcome, and thanks for serving the fair.
Glad to be here. It's a lot of fun.
Great. So tell us a little bit about what's going on. Maybe some areas of the fair that the public would really enjoy to visit and see.
One of the things when we were going through the process to be hired this year, one of the things you guys and the Fair Board said they wanted to reach out to more segments of the community specifically, make it more available. And one of the things I said was people come to fairs for animals. So that's one of the things we've really expanded on this year. The animal exhibits, we've got Walk in the Wild Side. And maybe folks have seen them at other fairs. They are bringing their big cats this year and lots of other animals. I don't know if they're bringing the bear yet or not. He's pretty cute. Walk in the Wild Side will have those animals. They're going to have their pony rides and a petting zoo. And then we've got the Reptile Man, who has snakes and tortoises and all kinds of critters. And he does an incredible educational job with those animals. Of course, we've got 4-H and FFA animals, the cows and the chickens and the goats, and they're wonderful fun to go see and fun to see the kids interact with them. And we've got camel rides.
Yeah, I really know about those 4-H animals because 2 years ago I visited the fair. I think I was a state legislator, and I visited for the picnic. And Commissioner Brentano took me over, and I had my ice cream, took me over to the pig barn, and I wanted to make sure, he wanted to make sure that I noticed that probably half of the people up there had his last name that were
I've heard that
displaying
rumor.
pigs.
Yeah.
So it's quite the adventure to go through there. But you know what? One of the best tasting pork is those 4-H raised pigs.
Oh, absolutely.
So come to the auction and buy
That's where we
some,
got
right?
ours.
Yeah, good. So what about the country, the
County
chic
Chic Boutique.
Yes.
One of our key volunteers came up with this idea, and we thought it was a great one. That's, again, talking to another demographic we want to increase and expand on at the fair. County Chic Boutique, which is hard to say,
Yes.
is going to be about 30 vendors with, what do you call it? Vintage, shabby chic, recycled stuff that's been turned into art or usable stuff. And it's been hugely popular with vendors that think it's a great idea. So folks can come walk through that. It's in the Jackman Longs. It'll be air conditioned. There'll probably be entertainment on the community stage. But it's a cool addition. We're really looking forward to seeing how that comes together and what it looks like.
So upcycling, I took the Marion County Masters Recycling class this last year and learned a little bit about that. And one of the things a booth that will be at the fair, in fact, I'm going to be sitting in it on Thursday from 10 to 2, is Save the Food booth. So that's part of the environmental services, our garbage
Yes.
stuff. So that's going on, I know, as well. So what about, I think it's Thursday, there's an event, and maybe it's going on more than just Thursday, the Honor Day.
That is Thursday.
Okay.
Sort of replaces what people would have called Senior Day, but that's the day we do let seniors in free. It's also the day we invite veterans and active military and let them in free. And I came up with the name Honor because we're really honoring the folks, our parents and grandparents and the veterans. And that's how it became called Honor Day. And there's a ton going on that day, specifically geared to the seniors. There's beanbag baseball and bingo and so forth. And then the veterans presentation, I've not seen it yet, but my understanding is they do an excellent honoring presentation that afternoon, that evening on the main stage. And so we call it Honor Day, and we'll have all of those people there. They get in free. We're going to try and take care of them.
Yeah, I've been to the honor ceremony for the vets, and it's pretty emotional, quite inspiring and emotional.
I expect it will be.
Yeah, there should be a real good turnout for that. And I want to encourage people to come out and honor our vets, and as well as the seniors that have helped us be where we're at in this society today. So that's great. What other areas that you would want to highlight for the people that are going to attend the fair?
Oh, I think main stage entertainment. I think Joel Condor is going to talk about the main stage entertainment. We've got some great entertainment at the community stage designed to bring the community in and show off the talents of Marion County. We've we've got a great lineup of entertainers, a lot of singers and dancers and that kind of thing. 3 or 4 or 5 dance groups, different kinds. My all-time favorite, and it has been for 25 years, the Trace City Cloggers are going to be on there. I just love watching them. I always come see them when they do the state fair. Another thing that we're doing this year, Awesome Day, is really Kids Day with a new name, but a lot of promotions on Awesome Day. Awesome 3000 all getting free in their shirts, and that's fun. And we're going to do social media events and hunts and whatever else we can come up with all day long with those kids, because they all have a cell phone and they're tweeting and texting, and we're going to run them all over the fairgrounds and give them prizes for going.
Great. Is there a walk or a run involved with the fair this year?
There's not a run this year.
Okay, all right. A couple things that I'm really interested in, being a restaurant guy, is Bob's Burgers back this year?
Bob's Burgers is back this year.
Good.
Adam's Rib will be there. Mike and Katrina will be there, and I like their food. And I can't remember how many food booths we have, but I expect over the 4 days I'll try them all.
Great. And then my all-time favorite is the dairy barn, the women's dairy. Isn't the women's dairy? What is it, the women's? The
Dairy Women's.
Dairy Women's,
yes.
Oregon Dairy Women's
Yes.
Society that serves the ice cream.
I believe they're going to be there. Everyone's nodding their head. They're going to be there.
Okay, then I'm coming.
All right.
Because that's what I look forward to. Yeah,
Cool.
Yeah. Well, great. Anything else you want to share with us about the experience you've had and
Actually, yeah, we have worked with a lot of fairs and festivals in all over the Northwest, and I got to tell you, my wife and I have never seen the kind of support the commissioners give this fair, the staff give this fair, and the fair board give it. It's just really a cool experience to see all of you guys so much behind your county fair, and it's unusual.
Yeah, I did attend with my fellow commissioners the Wine and Swine event. Mm-hmm. I think it was Wine and Swine.
Swine and Wine.
Yeah, Wine and Swine or something like that. And there was an auction item there that was really cool. I think that went for a really high price. It was a fishing trip.
Yeah.
That raised a lot of money, and it was fun to see.
Did
that
you buy
go.
that?
I did.
Did you go yet?
Not yet. Yeah. So it was a good event, and there's been a lot of work. And thank you for your work.
We're having fun doing it.
Great. Okay. Hello, I'm here with Joel Conder, and Joel is the vice chair of the Marion County Fair Board. Joel, welcome.
Thank you.
It's good to have you here.
It's good to be here.
Well, you have been tasked with a lot of things in your time on the Fair Board. You've been on the Fair Board for a very long time, but this year specifically we're here to talk about some of the things that you know a lot about. The entertainment is one. And you want to share a little bit about what kind of entertainment we're going to see this year.
Yeah, we're going to have some great entertainment this year. For the main thing we're having on the main stage on Saturday night, we're having national act, Mark Chestnut, country singer. He's had 10 #1 hits and 17 top 40 hits on the country charts over the last 20 years. So we're really excited to have him here. We have a real interesting group opening up for him called Countrywide. They're, a couple of the members are from the Salem area, along with a couple of members from Portland. So they're an all-Oregon group, and they're quite talented and on the rise. So we're real anxious about having them out here. On Friday night, we're going to have a Bon Jovi tribute band, and I got a chance to check those guys out. When they said how great they were, I went out and heard them, and I was impressed. Not only do they sound like Bon Jovi, they look like Bon Jovi, so it's kind of freaky, and so we're really excited to see them on Friday night as well. We have a talent show that's going to be on our main stage as well on Thursday, so we're really excited to see that. We have a lot of great local talent that's going to be there. I get bombarded from a lot of people trying to get onto our stage at the fair to get that exposure, but I try to really hold it to the local groups, and I really look for local talent. So most of the people that are on that stage are all Marion County talent, so looking real forward to it.
That's great. I see the Clue Talent Show is going to be, was that Thursday, I think?
Correct.
Thursday, and we've got Brady Goss?
Yes. Brady's the piano man.
Yeah.
And I don't know if have you heard Brady before?
I think I've heard him before. Yeah, he's a local, right?
Well, he's from Wawawa, Oregon is where he was born and raised, but he's He lives in Wilsonville now, just north of our border there, a few minutes. But he spends a lot of time in Marion County performing at various events. But he's so super talented, and so I try to bring him in. I think this is the third time I've brought him in the 5 years I've been doing this. So.
Well, one of my favorites, the Never Too Late Band. They're right here out of Staten,
Yes.
Sublimity area.
Yes, they are. They're great.
They're great. In fact, we actually hired them for one of our daughter's weddings.
Oh,
so
good.
it was a great night. And then
Yeah.
we've got Steel Horse. I don't know Steel Horse.
That would be the Bon Jovi tribute band.
okay.
That's coming
That's-
in, and they play all up and down the West Coast. They play most of their performances are down in California, in the Los Angeles area, but they are actually a Portland, Oregon-based group. So that's one of the reasons why I run after them.
Olivia Harms.
And if you know the name Joni Harms, she was a big country singer back in the early
Okay.
80s, had a couple of top 40 hits, and they reside up in Canby, just outside of Canby, and now her daughter, who's 24 years old, has got into the music business, and so I thought this was a good opportunity to showcase her and give her a chance.
Great. I see Mark Chestnut, and I'm trying to think. I love country music, but I'm trying to think of a song.
Oh, he had quite a few of them. Too Cold at Home. Was a
Okay.
big one, and Bubba Shot the Jukebox was another big one that he had.
Okay.
So he's had quite a few of them out there.
Sounds like my kind of life. Yeah. Bubba Shot the Jukebox. So what about the Carnival? Tell us about what's going on over in the Carnival.
Well, we have Funtastic as our carnival provider, who's probably the best one in the state. They'll be bringing 14 rides for various levels of children and teens and so forth. So we're really excited. Funtastic is a wonderful carnival operator to work with. They do a really good job. They're bringing one of their big rides this year because of the fact that we're having a huge Latino concert on Sunday in the LBD Amphitheater. And so with the increase of visitors we'll have on Sunday, they decided to step it up and bring one of their really big rides. So we're really looking forward to Funtastic being here again. Wonderful vendor.
Great. So we have tell us about the Latino concert on Sunday.
Yes, on Sunday.
In the amphitheater.
Yeah, in the LBD Amphitheater. We have not used the LBD Amphitheater since the 2010 fair when we had the country group Lone Star come in. So this year we are partnering with another organization, and they're bringing in some pretty big Latino bands coming out of Texas and Mexico.
Great.
And so we're really trying to expand, like
Good.
Scott was talking about earlier, and hit the different demographics of Marion County. So we're really looking forward to that. We're hoping to put 3,000 or 4,000 people in that amphitheater on Sunday afternoon.
Well, that will be really good. Yeah. So how about food? Of course, I already asked about Bob's.
It's kind of interesting that I was going to be talking about food and nobody could wait. Everybody was talking about food
Especially
before I
me.
got here. Yeah, like you said, Bob's Hamburger is going to be back again. We've got 16 food booths again this year, along with the Oregon Dairy Women's Association is going to be with that soft ice cream and that red barn. They're going to be back, and they're a huge hit, and they really help a lot of our crews out before the fair even opens up, because they start their practice run on Wednesday when we're doing setup, and they take care of a lot of the people setting up on Wednesday. So we're excited to have them back again, and so we've got quite a great selection of food, and the nice healthy food like the curly fries and the Pronto Pups and all that fair food, you know, the cotton candy. So that'll all be there. So.
Well, that sounds like we've got a lot of activities, and it's really exciting. I think a little background, the first meeting I sat in with the fair board, probably the only meeting, but it was about a year ago, and you were talking about what you've done to help the fair board with the trade-out situation at the fair, and I know we've just signed a contract for quite a ways out. Maybe the citizens would like to know how we're trying to be good stewards with their dollars, plus help the state fair out with the grounds. Can you tell us a little bit about what's transpired there?
Yeah, a little history on that is when I first got involved with the fair about 8 years ago, one of the things I really noticed it was lacking was major entertainment. And I looked around at the Lynn County Fair, the Lane County Fair, the Benton County Fairs, they were bringing in national acts, and I was wondering why Marion County wasn't doing that. So when I got involved with the fair, that's one of the reasons I got involved with the fair board, because I wanted to see that happen. So, but the obstacle I ran into, there was no budget for it, because typically when you start bringing in national acts, you're talking $20,000, $30,000, $40,000 per entertainer. So with no budget there, Commissioner Carlson at the time, she said, well, Joel, if you can get creative and find a way to bring money in,
then we could have major entertainment. So
She could find a way to spend it. Is that what she said?
pretty much. So over the years, I've worked closely with the folks at the State Fair, and I used to work at Public Works a lot. So and now I'm retired and I have my own consulting business, and I deal in pavements and asphalts. So I started brainstorming, and I noticed how bad the fairgrounds parking lot was. The pavement was completely deteriorated in a lot of spots. So we all got the heads together, and we decided if we would do an exchange. So Public Works would help us come out there and pave that parking lot. In exchange, the State Fair would give us free rent for a few years if we paved that parking lot for them. So, so we've gotten real creative with a lot of volunteers, and a lot of people have made things happen. So we were able to get that asphalt, and we were able to pave it. And now we have the rent. So we've done a really good job of been a good steward of the taxpayers' money.
Yeah, I think that's a great story, and there's a lot of that going on within Marion County in a lot of different places. But I wanted you to highlight that story because now we have Mark Chestnut because of that particular issue. And when people come out to see the fair and they walk on that pavement, they're going to see how nice it was. I was just out there last week in Public Works. They use it for a training program for this getting geared up for the summer, and it's just a win-win situation. So
yeah, they did a really good job.
Yeah, great. Anything else you want to tell us about the excitement of the fair and what's going on?
Well, I think it's going to be an exciting year, and I think one of the new things that we have this year that we've never had before is you're able to purchase your tickets online now at our website at mcfair.net. You can go on there and pre-purchase your fair admission tickets, so I think that that's a wonderful thing. So those lines get a little bit long at times trying to get into the door, so that's going to help. And like I said, for the Mark Chestnut concert, that's a free concert with paid admission. So I think a lot of people are going to be wanting to get there early to get up front because there'll be some wonderful seats within a few feet of the stage if you get there early enough and claim your seat. So yeah, it's going to be an exciting fair. I'm looking forward to it this year.
That's great. So if I buy my ticket online, I can go straight in and hit the dairy barn and get my ice cream.
Right. Well, if I'm not in front of you, you can.
Okay. Well, I think it's the other commissioner that I'm going to have to fight off.
Well, I'm trying to beat him too. That's not going to be easy.
Well, it's great. Thank you very much, Joel.
You're welcome.
So don't forget, on July 9th through the 12th, Oregon State Fairgrounds, the Marion County Fair website is www.mcfair to purchase tickets and to find hours and special admission specials that we have going on. And don't forget, it's free parking. We'll see you at the fair.